If you grew up in the Philippines during the late 2000s, there was one game that seemed impossible to escape. Walk into any internet cafe and you'd hear the same words, the hum of desktop PCs, the rapid clicking of mechanical mice, and somewhere in the room someone was yelling, "Buff naman!" It wasn't Ragnarok Online, but that game was Cabal Online. While the rest of the world remembers games like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, or MapleStory, for many Filipino gamers, Cabal wasn't just another MMO, it was the MMO. And somehow, almost 20 years later, it's still alive. Released in Korea in 2005, Cabal Online eventually found its way to Southeast Asia. In the Philippines, it was published by Level Up Games, a company that would become synonymous with online gaming during the 2000s. Level Up already had massive hits like Ragnarok Online, but Cabal felt different. Instead of medieval fantasy filled with knights and castles, Cabal mixed magic with futuristic technology. The world of Nevareth looked sleek, stylish, and surprisingly modern for its time. Even today, some of its armor designs still stand out. But visuals alone don't explain Cabal's success, its combat did. Most MMOs in the mid-2000s relied on slow, tab-targeted combat. You clicked an enemy, pressed a few hotkeys, and watched your character attack. Cabal changed the pace. Skills chained together fluidly, characters dashed across battlefields. Sword users unleashed screen-filling combos while Force archers fired glowing projectiles from impossible distances. The game even introduced a combo system rewarding precise timing instead of simply spamming abilities. For many players, it felt less like an MMO and more like an action game. Of course, Cabal wasn't just about gameplay. It arrived during the golden age of Philippine internet cafes. Back then, not everyone had a gaming PC at home. Instead, entire friend groups would meet after school. A few pesos bought an hour of playtime. People didn't log in alone. Guilds were built from classmates. Neighbors became party members, and rival guilds became local legends. Weekend nation wars weren't just server events. They became reasons to fill an entire internet cafe. If your guild won, everyone celebrated. If you lost, you'd probably hear about it in school the next morning. Like many MMOs of its era, Cabal wasn't perfect. Progression demanded hours of grinding. Upgrade systems could be brutally unforgiving. Rare equipment felt almost mythical. And anyone who spent time farming in places like Lake Dusk or Forgotten Temple probably remembers the endless repetition. But strangely, that grind became part of the experience. And every upgraded weapon told a story. Every level represented days, sometimes weeks of effort. The journey mattered almost as much as the destination. Many MMOs from the 2000s have disappeared. Servers shut down, communities moved on, memories faded, yet Cabal continues to survive. Part of that comes from constant updates, new classes, new dungeons, new progression systems. But perhaps the bigger reason is nostalgia. For many Filipinos, Cabal isn't simply a game. It's a reminder of afternoons spent in computer cafes, of friendships formed online, of saving lunch money just to afford another hour of gameplay. It's a snapshot of an era when online gaming felt new, mysterious, and incredibly exciting. Gaming has changed dramatically since Cabal's peak. Today, players have battle royales, live service games, and massive open worlds. But sometimes, the games we remember most aren't necessarily the best designed. They're the ones that capture the specific moment in our lives. For countless Filipino gamers, Cabal Online did exactly that. And perhaps that's why even after all these years, Nevareth still feels like home. Thanks for watching. If Cabal Online was part of your childhood, let me know your class, your server, and your favorite memory down in the comments. And if there are other classic Filipino online games you'd like to see covered, consider subscribing. Because sometimes the best gaming stories aren't about the newest releases. They're about the worlds we never really left. For more content like this and other updates down the line, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.